Before I moved to mirrorless, I absolutely love the Nikon CLS flash system. And as most of you know, my go-to flashes now are from Godox. So when Neewer, or apparently it's now Newer, they've crumbled. When they showed me their flash offerings, I thought, it's gonna have to work hard to live up to the reputation of Nikon and Godox. So here we are, the Z2 Pro for Fujifilm. Is it any good? We're gonna find out, I hope. That's a lot of stuff in quite a big box. I feel like my Godox ones are ever that big. Oh, little disposal nut. There's your battery and USB-C for charging. Cool, fair enough. Yep, anyway. Good old silica gel, if you were missing it. Instruction booklets in here and all your other bits and pieces. Let's just see, make sure there's no surprises. Troubleshooting guide, manual, and the warning. They do like their do not disassemble warnings, as if Jerry is going to get his hands on this anytime soon. I don't mean Jerry the German. Anyway, stand. It's fine, it's a stand. We've got a little ring there, we'll work that out. And USB-C cable in there. The bag, I'm kind of happy about the bag because it's got a loop and it's one of those you can detach. It's nice and solid, so it shouldn't come off. Working Pro will probably, oh, you can fit some bits in there as well if you need to. Maybe business card or the stand, maybe. A working Pro might like to have a flash attached to their belt so they can pull it out when they need. So there you go, silica gel again. Do we have another booklet in here? Some more instructions, just in case you don't care about the proper instruction booklet and a whole load of dust. That is a big plasticky unit. Let's whack the battery in. That's fine. Probably de-sticker it all if I decided to put this into full-time use. Nice big screen, we'll turn it on in a minute. Nice round head. 76 watts output, 100 continuous full power flashes. Turning it on, dead fast, and off, dead fast. Now you can lock it all by hitting the mode there and it's locked, and then unlock nice and easy. Little tester there. You can change to RX or TX there. Modeling light there, which is on, and then you've got to do 1 to 10 and then it rotates back to off again. So that's a little bit annoying. And then zoom here, reset with the 2 in the middle, and AF on the side. Now to access the menu, hold down there. It's turning into a bit of a tutorial as to a first look, but there we go. compatibility is in there, so that's pretty handy. And there are your other settings. Now, if we flick across to the side, to the manual I should say, now you can see just how long it takes to adjust things, which I'm not completely convinced by. It's not a touch screen, it's a nice clear screen, but that is, yeah. How do you feel about that? Fair enough. And you've got your S1, 2 or not mode there. Fair enough. Importantly, flash head 330 degrees, tilts -7 to 120. Yeah, I can dig that. Hopefully it will last. It's a big unit, it's kind of plasticky, but not too bad. Modeling lamps, there's 2 watt 3300K LED in there. 1/8000 second HSS. We saw the port out. There's a quick switch for manual and TTL. Kind of cool. Not sure how I feel about the feel of it, but that's what time and testing will tell me. Now this thing works with the 2.4 GHz wireless system for Q system flashes, but also the Godox 2.4 GHz system, which actually set me about seeing if this was just a copy of something like the V1 Pro or something. I don't think it is. You let me know if you've found anything more conclusive about that. We do have, which I'll probably put in another video, the transmitter as well. So we'll see how it fares. I'm probably going to do some big group shots, which I can't post, which is annoying, but that's going to be the first time I test this. And I'm probably going to see if I can queue up one of my Godox or 2 of my Godox flashes with this maybe on board. Interesting. It's also compatible with the Sekonic L85D light meter. The battery is rated for 600 full power flashes, 1.5 second recycling time. I mean, I've got it in TTL now and it's just running through it all. We haven't got it on a camera yet, so there's a bit of battery charge needed, but should be fine. So 180 to 120,000 second flash duration. That is the specs, the unboxing and how it looks. We need to go and give it a bit of a test. Alas, the first test I can't show you unless I blur out all the faces, but that's probably totally pointless. I guess you could fit your accessories on there. We might see if it's worth it. That's already diffused. There's no pop out, nothing. I've used the flash quite a bit now and in varying situations, so how do I feel about it? Well, I like the manual / TTL switch, the range of the head motion, the battery life, more than enough for a day's shooting. The fact that the battery can be charged with a USB-C cable is a big win, better than any flash that I own or have owned. I'm also getting full power recycling, just over 1.5 seconds as stated. Now, I'm not convinced that the TTL output is consistent and the color seems to be a little warm, but these are both workable issues as opposed to deal breakers. I'd prefer a quicker way to turn the modeling light on and off, and even then it's warmer than the flashlight, which isn't ideal. Press the model light on the back and then turn the dial, and you've got 10 degrees there and off. Now if I hold the button, it switches to the bigger modeling light, and again 10 degrees. Fair enough. As far as build quality goes, the flash should last a good while in a pro kit bag unless you go really hard on your gear. I still prefer the feel of my Godox flashes, but it's a pretty decent fit and feel overall as it is. Now I also use the flash as a second flash to this actual Godox V862, which was on my XE5 for indoor group shots of, I think it was over 60 people. I can't show it, but needless to say, it was easy to set up and very reliable. This is a big win for me. It also works in HSS while in this mode, so, you know, pretty cool. Should you consider buying this kit then? Well, yeah, I guess so. It's going for around £180 at the point of recording and offers decent value for money, especially if you compare it to the nearest equivalent, the Godox V1. This actually has a few features that I prefer over the Godox, like the USB-C charging, higher rated battery for what that's worth, the manual TTL switch. So if you're stretched and can only afford this one, get it and enjoy. The color and consistency is better on the Godox, but as we've said before, it's workable, so why not? It's a decent price for such a feature-packed Speedlite with some additional compatibility with the more ubiquitous Godox system. That's my thoughts so far, at least. Let us know if you've used the flash, and we'll see you in the comments. Take it easy.